Hawaii is amazing though. Like I'm going to be doing split time there.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be doing the majority of time here. And Hawaii was a spot for me to unplug and actually like tap in and find myself through all this noise, which I think it's ironic now because everybody's getting shut inside and like forced to do that.
So crazy.
No matter where they're at.
I think it's ironic how social media is like now everyone's relying on it to get any source of information, entertainment.
Right.
Such a double-edged sword.
It really is.
Because it gives
is.
so much necessary information, so much important information, but it also just breeds the fear.
It does.
Yeah.
But I think, now the media isn't being controlled by only one source. So I think we're seeing that fear mentality, but then we're also seeing people on social media that can be the change. We can be the difference. People can get that entertainment, that positivity, those messages.
Well, yeah, everyone's message is democratized. Everyone has a voice. Like anyone who is specifically has maybe even contracted the coronavirus, we can hear what it's like from their point of view instead of just hearing the government talk about fatality rates and what you can and can't do. Like LA just got pretty much shut down last night. As of last night, no restaurants, no clubs, pretty much any public gatherings.
Yeah.
Especially if 50 people or more got shut down. Gyms, people aren't going to the gym anymore, which is crazy. This house should be shut down, but there's always
it kind of is. We're working on it. There was one public gathering that I noticed going pretty viral on social last night that decided that they are not going to shut down. That was Disney World.
What?
Did you see that fucking picture?
I did see that, yeah.
Thousands of people just there celebrating the Festival of Lights.
Wow.
Amidst a blast of coronavirus.
This was Times Square. This is terrifying. Just a ghost town. This was Hollywood and Vine this morning at 9 a.m. This is where we used to live in the Vine apartment, and it's never like this.
No.
Like if you guys saw my vlogs, this street is packed. Unfortunately, this is the Chicago O'Hare Airport for the 7-hour lines of corona screenings. And apparently they're working to get more testing in the United States soon, hopefully, because 1.9 million high-speed corona tests will be available this week in the hardest hit states.
This is crazy, man.
Yeah.
I sent you a link.
This shows how fragile our systems are, Like we talk about this in movies all the time, these apocalyptic times, but we're actually seeing it in person. Like this is a glimpse. It's just like a little.
Bro, when I went to the
crumb.
store and the shelves were empty and people are just panicking and like fighting over the most trivial toilet paper. What am I missing? What the fuck am I missing?
Well, it's trivial till you have to wipe your ass. Dude,
times are more trouble. What about food? What about the space you could use for food in your cart than toilet paper? Toilet paper is huge. It takes up a lot of space. Right. Hank Green actually said this on Twitter. He's wondering if toilet paper is actually the reason it looks like it's sparse is because it is so big. It takes up so much space. It's easier for the shelves to be empty.
I was just in Whole Foods yesterday in Malibu, and there was nothing.
Nothing.
There was
nothing.
I mean, there was some food, some fruits and vegetables, but all the shelves were pretty much clear. There was like a couple bags.
It's
left.
crazy because the order went like this. It went toilet paper, non-perishables, and now the produce section is empty.
People are like, all right, fine, I'll eat vegetables.
What do you think the last thing to go is? Like, what do you think the very last? You like paper clips? You think staples?
I bet people start eating staples for sure.
It might be the magazines in the checkout aisle.
Yeah.
That are, by the way,
I got nothing to read.
They're gonna be outdated by like months. But you're just reading about like Prince Harry.
Yeah.
The biggest hoarding story is this hand sanitizer story. The 17,000 bottles. A Tennessee man who amassed a collection of over 17,000 bottles of hand sanitizer and a variety of other sanitary supplies. Is speaking about how he hasn't been able to sell them since his products were delisted from the Amazon marketplace.
Yeah, he got blasted on social media. Yeah. It took him off of eBay and Amazon. There was a petition for him, I think, on change.org for him to be
criminally charged.
Criminally
and
charged.
Now I believe he's ex-military. His name is Matt Colvin, and he teamed up with his brother to make some money off of these sanitary supplies, and he was selling these hand sanitizer bottles from anywhere between $9 to, I think someone actually paid $80 for a little hand sanitizer, and it really brings this question of how do people feel about other people profiting during times of distress and chaos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's again back to the power of social media. Like enough people spoke up where Matt was like, this probably isn't morally right. But also, where the big difference lies is that, because I know what you're getting at. Like, this isn't the first time.
Yeah, but that's what I've just been mentioning over the past couple of days to people. Like, if people out there watching it are so distraught over these hand sanitizers, thinking that this is the first time that someone in the United States has profited off of war or you know,
famine,
plague,
poverty,
or famine, whatever. Most of the companies that you know and love today were probably built off the backs of some sort of distress in this country. That is when people get entrepreneurial and take advantage, unfortunately. But this time the internet warriors just weren't fucking having it.
It's because it's a singular person. There's a name and there's a face, and you can attack him and ruin his fucking life. Large conglomerates, big companies where it's hard to take it down. A massive company who's profiting off of the calamity of someone's life.
Right.
I mean, these grocery stores are they're probably
they have
banging.
to be.
They're chilling.
For as much as the grocery stores are gaining, I'm so curious about the companies who are literally losing everything.
Airlines.
The gyms who are shut down, the restaurants.
Local mom and pop businesses.
Oh my God.
Small businesses are, I mean, like, all those people still have to pay rent. You know, that's who I feel for.
It's just another action situation. For every loser, there's a winner, you know, and for every person that's being hit hard by this virus, someone else is making money. And obviously we're looking at the stock market today, down another 2,200 points. The stock market is absolutely crashing through the floor. And I looked at Ray Dalio, obviously the owner, founder of the largest hedge fund in the entire world, Blackwater. He is that what it's called? Blackwater, Bridgewater. He's saying that he actually was not able to capitalize on coronavirus as well as he did the financial crisis of 2008, which is what kind of made him who he is today. They made the wrong calls and weren't actually able to make money off it. But there's a lot of other hedge funds out there right now who bet hard against stocks and against airlines and against people and are making fucking killings.
Well, do you think that's why that this is being escalated so much? Like, obviously, you know, we want to care for like parents, grandparents, and people who are actually susceptible, but do you think there's ulterior motives here that people are cashing out on?
Like, are you talking about some sort of like government?
Like government and like the people that you're talking about. Like, do you think they're putting pressure to shut things down aggressively? Like, do you think this is blown out of proportion at all?
So like fear mongering and some stuff. I don't think so. I think the only way to stop this thing, they call it flattening the curve. The curve is new infections, and they want new infections to flatten out. And the only way to stop new infections from happening is getting people to stop going out. People watching this show right now are probably hunkered down at home. They're not going out. They're not taking part in public gatherings. Hopefully they're not going to fucking Disney World. Because that's the only way. Basically what they're trying to do is prolong the amount of time it takes for test kits and vaccines to come.
Yeah.
That's what flattening the curve means. And so they want cases to drop to a point low enough where they can just buy time. And so the government, the US Fed, has actually not really done too much. It's actually being done on a state by state and county by county basis. When the Fed gets involved, that's when we might potentially start seeing National Guard in the streets. That means we're in a major Italy.
Well, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
One of my friends has, I think her mom is in the military, and she said that could potentially happen.